Hello everyone. In this video we are going to learn how to design a table using CSS. We are going to see how we can use the different style that we can apply with the help of CSS. So let's start with this. First we'll see how we can apply a border. So if we apply a border to the table, then it's look like this. And if we use to apply the border, we have to use this style. And if you want to collapse, and if you want that the table should look like this with no spacing between the cells, then we have to use the border collapse, and we have to apply the border. So this is a shorthand property to applying the border around the elements. This defines the width of the border, this is that style of the border, and this will be the color of the border. Okay. You can also define the width and height for the table. So if you define the width of the table as 100%, so it will occupy all the full width. And if you define the height of the cell in pixels, so it will increase the height of that particular cell. Padding and margin. If we pad the table, so the element inside the table space will get padded. And if we have to margin around the table, which is not inside the cell, it's outside the table margin. So we can provide the space from around the table and from inside the table within the cell using the padding. Then next we'll see how we can apply the strip layout so that even or odd rows will be look like or this highlighted like this. So the color will be changed, or the background color will be changed for those rows. We have to use the CSS pseudo class element, which is nth child for even or for odd. Then we'll see how we are going to apply the hover on a table row. So when a user move a cursor on the table rows, then those table will get highlighted. So we can use the hover pseudo class element so that it will display a background color gray when we move a pointer on the table. Again, we can have a table caption. So we can put a table caption by using the caption tag inside the table like this. Here the caption is added within the table. Then we can, using caption site as a CSS property, we can align the caption at the top, bottom, left, right to the position we want. Okay, so let's start and we'll see how we can apply this. So using here a Visual Studio Code, and we are in the table folder. So I will already we are here table. So first of all I will create a subfolder style in which I am going to store my style.css file. Then next I will create another file, that is index.htm. Okay, so this is my HTML file and this is my CSS style sheet. Now I will use a browser sync so that I can watch the effect side by side. For this I need to type the command browser sync start server, watch the directory, all files, within the directory and the outer directory. So let's just this start. Yeah, here's our browser sync started. Now let me start typing the HTML code. So I will use the snippets and I will just align here. Table style using CSS. So let me add here one heading which says table style using CSS, and I need to link the CSS file which is in the style folder and have the file name style.css. Okay, then I will create one table here. So let me have some code which is already written for the table. So I'll use this code. Let's see here how it's look like. So this is the table having 10 records, and if I just put a border around this table, so you can see how it's look like. So in our total we have total 4 rows, 4 columns, and total 12 rows. So the first row define the table heading and the last row define the table foot, where we are going to merge these 3 columns or these 3 cells, and the last cell will display the total amount of the item unit price and the available quantity. So this is the structure of the table. So if you are not using the border element here, so our table will look like this. Now we are going to adjust and modify the table using style. So let's start with style here. First I will provide the heading for h1 tag. So here the h1 tag is border 1px solid and having a black border. Then text align will be center. So as you can see here how it will get affected. Then next we'll apply a border around the table. So as I told you that we can use, or we can specify the width, or we can having a border around the table. So if we just use the border 1px solid and let's say red border, so here is the border as you can see. So we don't want this type of border, we want the border to all of its element. To apply a border to all of its element, we require to put the border on TD and TH elements that we are used here. So let's have this table TD TH. So I want that border should be applied to all of this element. So let me copy this. Now here if you see, it has no effect, so we have to separate it with comma. Yeah, so our border of the table will be like this. I will convert it into a black color. Yeah. So if we change the border, or will collapse the border, then it will look like this. Collapse, then collapse. So here the border look like this. Then next, after assigning a border around the table, then let's specify or adjust this table width to 100% so that it will occupy all the available space on the page. Then next we'll have a caption. So I will use table caption, so it will apply the property to that table. So I want font size of the table caption will be 15px, and font style will look like italic. Then caption side we have to set, so caption side will be the bottom, and we'll use text alignment to align it on the left or on the right. So I will use this right, so it will be on the right corner. Even we can have a margin from top, so we'll set the margin to 5px, and it will have some little bit margin from the table. So we have up to this point. Then we'll see to apply a heading to our table. So let's go and add some heading to the table. Background color of the table we will change. Okay, so let's say th, and for the th I want a height for that th will be 50px. Just move, so we can reduce to 40px. Then we'll have a background color, and let's say it will be yellow green. Okay, I'm going to increase the font size to 20px and change the color to white. So as this th is defined for that th, now if I say t head, which is under which the table is defined, so it will look like this. So if I increase the height here, it does not make any effect. For that to increase the height, I have to go on the th section here, and I have to put this height here. Then we have a height of the table that look like this. Okay, then next we'll add some CSS to our cell. So I want that cell height or the padding within the cell will be of 5px from all the direction. Okay, then we'll have a font size, so I'll set the font size to again 20 or 18px. Then it will look like this. Now to capitalize the text, we'll use text transformation, and we'll use capitalize, so it will capitalize the each word, first letter in capital. Then next we want to align the Okay, then next we are going to apply the nth child element so that we can give the different even or odd row having a different color. So let's have a T body. We have a T body here, and inside the T body you can see inside the T body I will apply the CSS on all the element which is inside this T body, which is a table body where I'm going to put the actual content. So let me apply in the T body for the tr nth child, which is even child, and the background color for that child, let's say violet. So as you can see here, color will be like this. You can choose whatever the color you want. So this is the color, and yeah. Now if we want to have a hash over on the table rows when I move a pointer on the rows, then for that I will use again T body, then tr, then on those tr I want to use whole, then background color, and let's say hash cc, the gray color. So if I move a cursor on the table rows, the background color will be changed, as you can see. I want that in T foot I want the first child. So we'll discuss this pseudo class element in the next sessions. Th, I want to have alignment of this total price to the right side. So by using this I will use the first TD cell, which is like this, first child, and for that first child I want to align text align content to the right. So it will shift that element to the right. Then I also want to change the font weight to bold, so it will make it bold. So that's it for the today's for this video. I hope you understand how we can design the table, or we can apply the style on the table using the CSS.